Geminis, are we ready? Are we actually ready? Yes. Yes, we are. Ready for what? Well, this is going to be a collective reading for Gemini zodiac signs, so please have discernment. Always take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Not everything in this message could be for you, but you could get a little, like, tidbit of advice, and there's nothing wrong with relating and just, like, oh, I could relate to that person in their situation, kind of a thing. You may not resonate with it, but you could, like, kind of relate to it. It's okay. If you just want to hear me speak some words, whatever. Have discernment. And if you are aware of your birth chart and any of that stuff, please be aware of the area of your birth chart that the Gemini placement is in, because I am also going to be tapping into all of the Gemini collective. So let's get into it. What do they need to hear or know? Let's get a clear, honest message. Clear, honest message for Gemini. Queen of Cups. I always like the Queen of Cups card on this tarot deck. It's, under the sea. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. It just makes me giggle, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because this is not such a giggly card, but the fact that I'm laughing is making me laugh even more. It's just some dark humor. Next we have Eight of Swords reversed. Not a happy card, but I think happy, chappy, and a very interesting. Ooh. Sense of growth. How do you expect this fire pit to hold itself if the nails aren't held down? Like, it's a structure that has nails, like, held down in the ground or in some, like, metal structure, and if they're not genuinely hammered in place correctly, it feels like that fire is gonna fall over and cause a ruckus. I think Geminis, we have the Queen of Cups, Eight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles reversed here for you. When I say that you are very submerged in your own emotions, I genuinely mean, like, you have dived into the water of your own mind, body, and soul to, I think, truly discover what's actually real growth and what is lacking. Whether it's lacking in growth or lacking in this is working for my growth. And this is a very particular set of, like, sorry, a movie quote popped into my head just in a silly way. It's a very particular, I want to say, like, set of emotions and how you feel about how something is working for you. But it's this staying realistic. Like, something about this is you don't want to not believe in your Seven of Pentacles growth that you've had. You want to essentially keep the manifestation alive, keep the dream alive, keep hope alive, but also understand that, like, there's a moment where all hope is lost, kind of a thing, and just, like, a reset button needs to be pressed in a way, or it's like, oh, well, this thing didn't work out, so let's move on to the next one. Not like a really bad, like, oh, this didn't work out. It's like, something small that's like, oh, well, this thing may not actually like work, but we can still move on beyond that and find what works or stick to what works. And I think finding something new isn't going to necessarily be a bad thing, in the sense of, if you're doing something, I guess the example is like these tarot reads. I do these tarot reads in a certain way. And if you, let's just say I one day want to switch it up entirely and completely change how I do readings, it's almost like having no fear behind that. I have no fear behind it, because the reason I would choose that, and like, let's say I choose to change everything regardless, is something about it wasn't comfy for me. So I'm finding the balance. I think this is where you're telling yourself and almost asking yourself, why are we so afraid of finding the balance in our lives? Why are we so afraid of really like moving forward, pushing forward to what needs to be done, getting the job done, and also like staying focused? There's an aspect of really staying focused and maybe truly like persevering past any kind of obstacle, boundary, not boundary like boundary that feels like it's in your way. Boundary or barrier, that's the word. In your mind, because it's almost like I want to word it almost like in like a sports way too, because like it's someone maybe like, okay, I could even frame this in my sports brain. I played softball for a long time. I played it from when I played like t-ball, and then when we got out of the t-ball, I got into softball, or like the little league, and then the little league softball and stuff like that. And then the highest I ever went was like 7th grade middle school softball team, which it started getting very competitive. And that's where I made the very executive decision, hey, I don't like playing this competitively. I like playing softball to play softball because it's very fun to just try and play. But at the same time, it was something that I really just didn't enjoy competitively. But there was nothing wrong with that. It's more of like having that discernment to say, hey, either we want to push ourselves and train to be a competitive softball player, or we're going to go and move on to what we actually like. And there's nothing wrong with finding something new, but the new thing could have been me learning how to be like a competitive softball player. Like training to be a competitive softball player and going and actually practicing almost every day or every week, and like getting that necessary training. Because if you want to be a competitive, it's like not even just competitive, if you want to be a highly skilled, talented, or just like knowledgeable at something, you need to train yourself. It's not even a physical thing. It could be something that you want to be knowledgeable on. There's training that is involved. And the biggest thing is spirituality. In my opinion, every spiritual person falls into the pit hole of, holy shit, I am giving my brain way too much information right now. And you want to do that still, even if you have too much in your head. You just want to give yourself all the information. You're like, what is this? What is that? So many questions left unanswered. And that's what kind of the silly falling down the rabbit hole like metaphor we always talk about is like, yeah, it kind of is a little overwhelming. But at the same time, you don't need to know everything right now. In time, in practice, in experience. And if you practice something every day, it is going to be learned faster, and you are going to learn this skill or this knowledge faster if you essentially just try and train every weekend. So if you want to essentially give your brain a lot of information and be able to handle all of this, or give your body a lot of like, hey, we're gonna train for this, like this is a physical thing, make sure that you're staying consistent, being aware of, okay, if I move this fast, this is how much I'm going to gain. Weirdly enough, it feels like XP that you're gaining, knowledge that you're gaining. But if you slow down, that's going to slow down, and that's okay. You need breaks, but if you want to make it every single day, make it every single weekday. And make sure that in the middle of that week, on that Wednesday, you, or whatever is the middle of the week, I'm just going to pick Wednesday because it is the middle of the week, you make it a day that's less strenuous. And I'm going to even use myself as an example of, I want to dance all this week after the tarot reads. It helps me just literally get up off my ass and get my body moving, and it just helps me stay healthy after sitting and doing readings, because we are almost 4 hours into the stream and I've basically been sitting in a chair for almost 4 hours. I need to get my body moving. And excuse me, I've been really dancing and like really straining my body and just like exerting like all of my energy in the past 2 days. So today I'm like, you know what, let's just kind of chill out, let's vibe out, let's do something easy and not strain my body too much, kind of a thing. And I think this is this sense of, I'm still dancing, I'm still gonna go and dance, but I'm gonna do things that are less strenuous, and maybe even learning more balance, agility, flexibility. There's like different things I could even train in those rest days that aren't really rest days. It's just less, I guess, exerting your energy, energy into, whether it's learning something, it's just exerting, I think, energy into the training is what I'm trying to say. It's a lot of fucking words. A lot of words. A lot in my brain. We're going to move on to the clarification, because I think I've said enough. There's a lot here that's very particular, but I think you are really beating to, or following the beat of your own drum, and finding the rhythm of your own soul, in your own heart, and your own path. I think this is where, like, if you have something fiery in you that you really want to, like, it makes you fired up and you're a little, like, nervous about getting into it because the training could be overwhelming, just start one day at a time, one task, one thing at a time. And let's say, for example, hoops. If you want to practice a hoop, one trick at a time. Just one trick at a time, and then have fun with it. One trick at a time. One lesson at a time. One page at a time. One chapter at a time. One exercise at a time. One muscle group at a time. Like, whatever is, it's something either like physical or mental here, whether it's like trying to train your body or train your mind. And honestly, it's both. Whether you're training your body or training your mind, there is a balance between both that needs to have awareness. And I think this is the key that's kind of bringing all of this together. Queen of Cups, what is going to be clarified? Let's get into, oh, hello. Page of Swords, clarifying the Queen of Cups along with the Two of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. The Judgment, okay. Page of Swords coming out kind of sideways here. But Judgment is reversed. Queen of Cups. The submerged in your own emotions. You feel, I think this, excuse my hands like shaking from my coffee earlier. You feel this sense of perseverance and like striving towards balance, but as soon as it gets to this Judgment, it feels like it's, are we sure? And you feel like, why do we always get so hesitant? Why are we always saying, are we sure, when we know we're sure? There's someone in, some Geminis are like saying to themselves, why are we hesitant about swinging this hammer when we know we're going to have to swing it anyway? To get these support systems in for yourself. Whatever that is. Because these, like, nails that are being hammered in the Seven of Wands card is really, like, support systems being, like, hammered into your brain that are also, like, things that you believe, things that you choose to, like, hey, no, this is going to be the best way to support it. Maybe not all of these nails that need to be hammered in are gonna, like, yeah, all of them hammered in is going to support it really good, but at the same time, you can get by with just 4 instead of these 6 that are here. Because the 7th one is technically the one that's in your hand. And I think it's really just striving to find out which supports work best for you so you can save the other supports for other things later. To support other tasks, activities, abilities of yours. I'm gonna say 8 of Swords. What do we have? Because this Judgment wants to really, like, there's this 2 of Pentacles is even doing the, like, infinity dance here. You really strive for balance in life. And I think this is where ooh, it's this feeling of, ooh, something of yours doesn't feel right, kind of a thing. Like, something of mine doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Clarifying the 8 of Swords, the Death reversed, 10 of Wands, and 7 of Swords. 1, 2, and 3 sevens coming out here on the board for you. The Death symbolizes such a giant form of transformation that can only be understood in how you want to look back at the old you. The old you didn't necessarily make any mistakes. The old you just didn't know, wasn't fully educated on all of this knowledge that you've gained. Because whether you're training your body or training your mind, you're gaining a lot of knowledge about yourself and a lot of wisdom and internal wisdom about how you want to live your life. What is toxic for you? What is not toxic for you? What is fulfilling? What is going to sustain you and stable you and calm you down, relax you, give you a peace of mind, and give you strength and courage and even bravery to step forward into those tasks and, like, intellectual, I want to say, intellectual beliefs, lifestyles, mindsets, work ethics. There's so much here that you are just moving towards that is, I feel like as soon as you reach this Judgment card, it's like, why the fuck are we so scared when we know what we need to do? What's so scary about it? Oh, it's not scary, we just didn't know how we could make it work for us. The biggest thing and the biggest key to everything in this conversation we're having right now is, how do you get it to work for you? How do you get it to work for you? How do you get these things to work for you? Because if you know what's best for you, you got to make those choices. You got to come up to the surface and say, hey, you know, don't sail over here. We're gonna be fucking, I don't know, there's like a picture in my mind of you popping your head above the water and just kind of like yelling up to somebody and just being, just like letting them know, like, hey, yeah, I'm here, whatever. Whether it's informative or just the essence of, you gotta go and kind of either speak up in how you want to structure yourself and your lifestyle. It could be speaking up in a workplace of, this is my lifestyle at home, I can only have this availability and I cannot have any other availability at work. Like, this is my schedule, kind of a thing. That's what you gotta do, it's what you gotta do. And I think that's where it's almost training your body and training your mind to, I want you to genuinely, like, put yourself and act out, even in the mirror if you need to make it feel real. I want you to imagine you doing what you want to do and even communicating how you need to communicate. imagine it all in your head and make it real. Like, pretend like you're actually talking to this person, because when you make it real in your mind, it helps you understand how you want to actually maybe even get your point across, because there's also a confusion of communication. And that's what I was seeing. Really, a lot of the confusion in communication is a lot with the self, but that's where it gets confusing to communicate with others, because if you don't really understand how you feel about yourself, you can't really understand how to describe it and explain it for other people, and it becomes very, very, like, uncertain about how to choose your words carefully. But if you just want to open up to yourself for but a moment, there's a sense of, okay, we may not know everything now, but that's the whole point, because there was a time in the past that we felt very hurt by a lot of things, and we didn't know a lot of things then, and we thought it hurt us, but really it helped us. It was just a lesson. It hurt, don't get me wrong, shit fucking hurts, but there's this sense of you are kind of almost coming up to this, hey, this may have not served me at the time, but I didn't know that. There's a lot of moments in our lives where we don't realize certain activities, people, places, and things just don't serve us in our heart and our soul, our mind, body, soul, whatever it is. And that needing to step away isn't necessarily like a bad, toxic thing, because I feel like most humans spend too much time beating themselves up for staying in that scenario rather than giving themselves credit for living their own lives and leaving that scenario, or just getting away from this, like, what could have been toxic energy. Toxic, putting that very lightly. Whatever kind of bad shit. Clarifying the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. That was the Four of Cups there. And the Three of Swords. Ooh, and the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Knight of Swords with the Four of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so there is a choice here. There's a choice of perseverance. And there's a choice of pain. But at the same time, I can't blame you if you are a type of person to think that you hold on to your pain because you don't want to lose the memory. Sometimes we hold on to our pain of a past loved one because we don't want to lose the memory of them. And that's okay. The thing is, these swords that you pull out from your heart will never leave your side. This is the true perseverance you have through your life. This is what allows you to choose genuine freedom instead of sitting here with all those three swords, convincing yourself, well, this is fine, this is justified, I can justify my pain. You've worked too damn hard on yourself for too damn long to think that you can just hold on to that. You know better, and I know you know better, but it's also understanding that you can take these memories with you and use them as the reason you persevere through things. Like, it doesn't have to be a twisted thing. Like, you're still doing it for yourself because you want to hold on to the memories of others and other things and places, people, and things. It could just be like, not just people kind of memories. There's a personal level to this, I think a lot of you are going through. And this Eight of Pentacles is like, you've worked on yourself. You've 100% worked on yourself for, like, so fucking long here. We've gone from 2 Pentacles to 8. So this is a very key moment of, hey, you've accumulated a lot of awareness and knowledge of yourself right now to be, like, you're even just too knowledgeable and aware of yourself to even lie to yourself. So it's like, you can't help but be honest. And I think this honesty is going to allow you to set yourself free. But I think you need to really account for the idea that you can take these memories with you. These can be what hold you in the moment, what keeps you alive and together in the moment. And we've been talking about just feeling alive in the moment a lot with the air signs. So if you want to check out any of the other air sign readings, I implore you to. It's just know you're not alone. None of us are. And I implore you to really research on how, I think there's a lot of, like, it's not like grief in a sense of you don't have to be grieving over a person. You could be grieving over a person and the memories of a person. I know I could think of plenty of people. There's one person in particular that I sit there and I'm like, you know, damn, I kind of wish they were still alive because I would love to make memories with them. But to be honest, I hold dear in my heart of those memories I had were awesome. And I did live in the moment and I appreciated them in the moment. And there were certain things that were different here and there. 1 second here. Okay. We were just handling the cats and the cats are put away. The cats were in the room and their father had to come and retrieve them. So, where I was basically done speaking, almost. The only thing is to recognize the work you've done so far. This is the thing that drives you, is the work you've done already and all of the effort you've put in. It fucking matters. I don't care if no one's seen your efforts. I believe wholeheartedly that shit matters. It matters to so much of the extent of the mental health of your just self and soul and every bit of you. I can't express it enough. It's something that when you recognize your own effort, it really helps you push past, oh, but what if this, what if that? Are we sure we can move forward? Yeah, the fuck we're sure. We are damn sure. And we are sure because this is the reason why. And the reason why could be a past you, past part of you, inner child, inner younger self, wanted something and didn't get it. Or if you got it, it was taken away, broken, torn up, torn apart. Something just like ripped from your heart, literally. I hate to word it that way. But pain is very, I want to say visceral. Don't even know the whole definition of that word, but that's the word that came to mind. I want to say that there's nothing wrong with using this as perseverance. You're not using and abusing a memory of somebody or something, even yourself. It's why we do things in life. It's why adults sit there and, like, play with Legos and do the whole inner child stuff and even just go on a nice walk and find a nice place to just sit down and just kind of express themselves just being. I think this is a moment some Geminis need to have with themselves, is like, you just need to be in the moment of, like, it's like sitting in a park on, like, a super nice day. It doesn't even have to be sunny. It could just be super aesthetic looking. And it just, like, almost looks like something out of, like, a movie or a storybook kind of a thing. And you sit there and you're like, oh my god, this is so fucking cool. And just live in that. In the energy that soaks up in you in that whole moment when you feel it. When you feel it, you know. When you feel it, you know. When you feel that good shit, you know, and go after it. Don't ever fucking second guess yourself otherwise. Because I think you've accepted whatever mistake you make. Alright, well, now we know. Now we've learned. And it can be scary to make mistakes. But accepting that and persevering past that because it's scary is, I think, the real reason why knights dress up in a suit of armor. They go out there because it's scary and they want to take down the scary monsters. Rah! Whatever your suit of armor is, whatever your reason for direction, using that sword, just get up on that horse and just fucking ride. Sorry. Being a silly goose. Geminis, you're doing great. Don't think you aren't. You've been doing fucking great this whole time. And if you feel like you haven't, well, other people think that you are so fucking strong right now. And I want you to hold on to that. Because this whole reading is, listen, on the outside looking in, you are holding the whole world together, it looks like. And just kind of like, yeah, it's whatever. Not even like you feel like that's how you're acting. It's just like some people are looking at you like, holy fuck, they kind of make this shit look easy. Even though they see all the hard work. Like, people see the fucking work you put in. It ain't no joke, alright? It's like knowing that, I think it's, when we look at, like, certain circus performers, we're like, holy shit, that is so cool. But that takes some work to, like, do. Like, the aerial, like, performers and any, just people who, like, do the acrobatics and stuff. It takes work, takes effort, takes training, takes knowledge. And the ability to persevere past second guessing. Ain't no second guessing here, not no more. Thank you for letting me read your cards, Gemini, because that's all I have for you. Officially. And we are not ending yet on Twitch. We are actually, this is the last reading, if anyone is curious, in the future times on YouTube. And this is for Twitch and for YouTube. We are going to be dancing after this reading. We're going to be doing a little, like, silk fan flow and keeping it, like, chill. So probably just play, like, some, like, soft, like, kind of chill house music. There's some new chill house music that I found that I'm excited to, like, get groovy to. So, if you want to vibe out and take a break from all the hard work you're doing, stop by my stream, hang out if you want. You don't need to chat. There's so many people that just lurk in here. I really don't care if you lurk. I literally set up my streams to speak to people who I know are watching and not speaking. It's okay. But anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read your cards. And just thank you for being you, Gemini. As always, I hope to see y'all in the next one. Peace.